Party Llama is the party. Party Llama brings the party. Party Llama dramatically enhances the party. Please do not use Party Llama if you are allergic to the following: having a good time, increased heart rate, not being a total lame wad, enjoying your life to the fullest, parasailing from the back of a yacht. Please consult a doctor if you do not develop a cool attitude. Use as directed.
Hey, all right! Here we are. We're here. Wow, Jose. You look different. Hey, I'm Michael, and
I'm Jose Torres.
And as always, we just want to say welcome back.
Welcome back. Yeah, man, how you doing? You good? I know you like that. I know you like that. How long you been back, man?
Got it.
We good?
Good.
So, man, summer, it's here. Technically, I think we have 6 more days. But, I mean, it's pretty much summer.
Summer starts when school's out.
School's out.
So that's, what do you
Forever.
say in the comment? We had a little bit of a text messaging debacle. I said, say summer, and he's like,
Technically, it's not summer yet.
and I'm like, school's out. It's summer. So when does summer start for you? When school's out,
Hey Siri, when does summer start?
or
Summer begins Saturday.
Oh.
or Saturday? Wait, yesterday or in a week? All right.
Wait,
So the
no,
question
that would
is,
make sense. I just said 6 days from now, and it's Sunday.
Yeah,
Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm
Saturday.
right.
So does summer start for you this next
Thank you,
weekend,
Siri.
halfway through summer, or does summer start when school's out? Put it down. I want to know.
But you know what Siri says. Siri sides with me. It feels like summer. That's all I know.
It does feel like summer. Let me get some of that. Speaking of summer, we have a summer intern this year.
Yes.
Josiah Ross Waterman,
Yes.
summer intern. You guys got to see him last week. We met him last week. You
Yep.
played a game with him last week. And I thought, hey, why not bring him back? He's going to do our lesson today. Thought, let's just bring him in.
Yeah, before we do that, do we want to make any announcements or anything, or just bring him up here?
I don't know, announcement. What do you have? Like,
I don't know. We got
Move and Mix. Move and
Move's
Mix is
happening.
coming. I did. That's on me.
I mean, we can invite the
I
summer.
got excited for Josiah to come up.
I'm excited.
I got
I'm
excited for
too.
Josiah to
but
come
I have
up.
to say, I'm even more excited
Oh,
about Move At. Because Josiah will be there. We're all of us will
that's like
be there.
a double excitement.
It's double excitement. It's like, let's get
Like
Josiah up here.
excitement.
Oh, wait, he's going to be at Move At. Are you going to be at Move At? We're
Hey,
excited.
if you want to hang out with Josiah Ross Waterman and you're a high school student, come to Move At.
Yeah.
It's happening. Move At is this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But for those of middle school, what about middle school students?
Middle school students, Mix At is only a couple weeks away. And July, like, we're already like halfway through June. That's crazy.
Halfway through summer.
Halfway through summer. Anyway, Mix At's coming up 7, 8, 9. It's not a joke. Those are the dates for Mix At, July 7, 8, and 9. So awesome.
Yeah, so register, right? It's free, absolutely
Yes.
free, but you have to register.
Go to our website.
Have to register there.
Go to the student page. Look at upcoming events. It's pretty simple. It's on there. It says Mix. But hey, if you can't figure it out, in all seriousness, like, let us know. We'll help you get there. So.
Yeah. We'll help
Sweet.
you.
Hey, now you wanted to invite someone up here, I think.
Yeah. So Move At, Mix At. We got connection stuff happening at the end of July. We'll tell you more. Check your emails, your DMs, your MySpace, all that good stuff. But yeah, let's get back to Josiah Ross Waterman. Josiah Ross Waterman, summer intern. fellow alumni, get on up here. Everybody stand on your feet.
Yeah, give us
it
some
up.
music. Give us
it-
some intro. I don't know.
Da, da.
Here he is.
There it is. There
No,
it is.
pump it.
Oh,
Dude, this is your intro, man. Give
yeah,
us.
do it.
There
oh,
it is.
settle down.
Don't cut loose now.
Oh, you just here. Oh, no! All right, man. I'm gonna get off the stage. I'm gonna pass the torch on to you for one of our. Whoa, easy.
For a
You
summer,
can't-
just
for
to be clear, for the summer.
Well,
So in 6
summer.
days.
Yeah, 6. All right, man. I'm getting out of here. I'm taking my due and giving this to you.
Thank you.
All right, good luck.
Wait, Jose, you forgot your stuff. Now we can have some fun.
Yeah, now that he's gone.
Jose, that was very Jesus-like of you to offer up your spot for Josiah. Hey, you showed your face last week on GSM Live, but we didn't really give you an opportunity to say anything or share anything about you. You just came up, handed us a random box, and then kind of took off. But I thought it would be fun for people to get to know you a little bit. I'm still getting to know you. So this is going to be all these questions that I have pre-planned / I'm going to make up right now on the spot for you. It's going to be a way for us to get to know you a little bit. So let's start off with more important questions. And then we'll get to some like ones that don't really matter later.
Okay.
Facebook or MySpace?
I'm too young for MySpace, so I have to go Facebook.
You need to get you a MySpace. That's where
make it a
all
comeback.
the cool cats are.
Yeah, we're gonna make a comeback.
How about Disney or Pixar?
Pixar.
Fox and the Hound or Bambi?
I've seen The Fox and the Hound a couple times. I've seen Bambi a million times, so I'm gonna have to say Bambi.
What is your favorite Disney movie?
Favorite Disney movie? Mulan. Easy.
Mulan.
Mushu. He made the whole movie.
Mushu.
He made the whole movie.
Mushu. How about your favorite Pixar movie?
Favorite Pixar movie is Monsters, Inc. I could say that thing word for word.
Yeah,
Not gonna
Toy
lie.
Story was the right answer, but that was a good try. How about we'll get a little bit more complicated now with these questions. So
Okay.
hold on to your horses. Michael or Jose? Don't answer that.
Can I get a Paul Muma?
Straight to the lead, pastor. For the win. Hey, make sure you hold that mic up to your face so we can hear you. Cool? That's all.
Cool.
That's all Jose's back there trying to tell you right now. So, hey, this is, I really do want people to get to know you more than just your favorite Disney movie. So a few things that they should probably know about you is that you are a GSM alumni, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. And so I thought maybe you could share a little bit about maybe even some highlights from GSM, some things that you really miss, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what this summer's going to look like, and we're excited to have you.
Okay, so some things I miss from GSM. One of the big ones would have to be playing 9 square at the high school height because, I mean, it's fun dunking it on middle schoolers, but it's way more competitive in high school, you know? So that's a big thing that I miss.
High school height is where it's at.
Let's see, something else. What do I miss? I don't miss. No, I'm kidding.
Well, here's the thing. So where are you going to school right now?
Oh, I'm going to school at the greatest university, Indiana Wesleyan University in Marion, Indiana.
Awesome. And you're studying.
I'm studying youth ministry, following
That's
in
awesome.
Jose's footsteps.
Or Paul Mumaz.
Or
you
Paul
know?
Mumaz, yeah.
since he's your favorite. No, that's really, really awesome. And so you are our summer intern, which is super exciting. So tell me one thing that you're looking forward to this summer, just being just during this internship.
Well, 2 big things. Move at
I'll give you
Mix
2.
At. They're similar. But yeah, Move At and Mix At, I am pumped for this summer because it's like being behind the scenes and seeing all the planning. I think they're going to both be awesome. So if y'all haven't signed up for Mix At yet, you need to because it's going to be sweet.
Awesome. All right. And then one last thing, and then we're going to play a game because that's what we do on GSM Live. We play games.
Yep.
If you were running for president of GSM, that's not a real thing, by the way.
We can
What
make it a thing.
would be your tagline? And I just want you to say it right into the camera. This is why you should vote for me because.
Let's see.
That's not a great
Let's see.
tagline. Josiah Waterman. Let's see.
I'll say,
I'll give you one more try.
give me another chance, please,
One
please.
more chance. Here we go.
All right.
Josiah Waterman.
Assert dominance. That'll be my tagline. It's a classic.
I'm going with let's see.
It goes way back.
Hey, we're going to play a game now because that's what we do. So give us some music and let's turn to the screen here. And this is called Secret Menu Items. Now, I have not been privileged to see the answer to these questions, but here's how it's going to work. And I'm going to show you the first question and I'll show you the first answer just so everybody's kind of on the same page of how this is going to work. And of course, as always, please jump in with your answers. Let us know what you're thinking, all right? So here it goes. First question. So here's how it works. It's going to give us an item, and we have to decide if it's real or fake. So Starbucks cake batter, you can't call it a frap, by the way. They don't like that. I've learned that. I don't know. That's random information I have. Frappuccino. So vanilla bean frap with cake pop blended in. I mean, is that real or fake? Is Starbucks going that far?
I'm saying it's real because I know they've got like cupcake frappuccinos. So if they've got that, then this is just the next step up.
We played a game last week and you destroyed me because of mainly my pride. Because I just kept going opposite of you, and I'm not going to let that get the better of me. I think this is real as well. What's the answer?
There it is.
Real. I'm not. When I go get coffee, I don't always want something that sweet, but that looks good. I'm not gonna lie, that looks delicious.
Cake pops are good. Frappuccinos are good.
Put
Pop
them together, and you got a whatever they call it. All right, what's the next? What's the next one? All right, hey, you take this one.
Let's see. McDonald's bucket o' fries, a supersized cup filled with fries. Now,
Can I tell you the dilemma about this one already?
Let's hear it. Let's hear
Even
it.
if it was real. We all know that McDonald's fries, they might be the best for about 39 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're possibly the worst fries after that.
Once they get
Who's
cold.
finishing a big O fries, bucket O, sorry, in time to actually enjoy them as they're meant to be enjoyed? So I'm going to say fake. You can tell me what you're thinking.
I don't even know if they have supersized cups anymore. So I'm going to say fake.
Okay, we're going together on this one, both saying fake. Hey, make sure you're shouting out, telling us what you think. And the answer is fake. All right, this isn't so exciting because we keep getting, used to be a real item, but they stopped due to clogged arteries.
That's a good reason.
Josiah Waterman, clogged arteries. All right, I'm sorry, I'm still trying to get you. I'm
Bucket
still
of
trying to
fries.
figure out. Here we go, next one. Chipotle burrito Dilla. Burrito Dilla.
Burrito Dilla.
A crunchy combination of a burrito and a quesadilla. Can we say dill?
Quesadilla.
All right. Real or fake?
I mean,
By the way, I think that's supposed to be burrito dia.
yeah.
But
Burrito Dilla. So Taco Bell's got the quesarito. And so I'm saying this isn't far off from that. So I'm going real.
all right, this is where we split off here. I'm going fake. This is where somebody takes the lead for the first time.
go. It's gonna be me.
What do we got?
It's going to be me. There it is.
Holy moly.
Stick with
I
me.
don't know anything about Chipotle. I always
Stick
just
with
get
me,
a bowl.
Michael.
I never get a burrito, so I don't really go, hey, what do you want? A bowl, rice, meat. All right, next one. Taco Bell Swan Dive, a burrito supreme deep fried.
Man, I feel like I'd know about that if it was real. I feel I go to Taco Bell enough. I feel like I would know of that.
Man. I'm not going to beat you in these games. I'm realizing you know your J-Beebs really, really well, and you know your Taco Bell too well. So here's the thing. What are you going to say? You going to say fake?
I'm saying fake.
I'm going to say fake, but man, I wish it was real. I'm a sucker for anything deep fried. Here we
I
go.
hope it's real.
Fake.
Okay.
Oh, fake. All right, hey, I think we
I
have
don't like
time
that picture.
for one more. One more. Are we? What's going on right now? Are we tied?
I'm
Or you
winning.
took the lead? Oh, okay.
Yeah, 'cause you
this
you
last
differed
one
from
is
me.
worth 2 points. So I've got a chance,
Oh,
or you can just
okay.
destroy me by 3. Trying to make it fun for everybody else. Josiah,
Yeah,
hang in
sure.
there. Here we go.
Sure.
In and out. Flying Dutchman, 2 beef patties sandwiched around 2 slices of cheese. I don't understand why that's supposed to be revolutionary.
Real. I'm going real.
Man, I mean, I have to do the opposite of whatever you say to even have a chance to win. So,
Yeah,
by
it's huge.
default, fake, but also to clutch the win. What's the answer?
There it is.
All right. So you
I got
beat me
'em
at
all.
all of these games.
All
you
of
know,
'em.
that was fun. Thanks for playing a game.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. Hey, you are here this week, and you're wrapping up our origin story series that we've been in, which
Yes.
I'm really excited about. And it has been, I don't know, hopefully it's been helpful for you guys and impactful for you. And Jose and I kind of talked about this last week, that it has tied in with just current events more than we could have even imagined when we grabbed this series. And so it has been really, really helpful going through that. And so I'm excited for you to wrap us up this week. But I think before we do that, we've kind of made it a thing that we just kind of look to Carl, our friend Carl, and his infinite wisdom he has
infinite wisdom.
on so many different pointless topics. I
knows
mean,
it all.
very meaningful topics. And I don't know about you, but what are the kids saying these days?
It's hard to tell. It's hard to keep up with the times. Seems like they have new phrases coming out every day.
Yeah,
Like,
just
I'm still dabbing, you know? Like that's where I'm at. I'm stuck there.
Man,
I can't progress.
you know how to kill a party now. You just dab.
Yeah.
Even when dabbing was a thing, I would have kids look at me and be like, "You don't know how to do that." So here's one thing that I do know. Even if you can try to figure out the language, you're not allowed to say it. But Carl, he has an in. He might not be, well, let's just say he's probably one of the more awkward people I know. But, you know, he gives it his best shot. He gives it the old college try, as a dad would say, maybe. And so, hey, let's check this out. Check out Carl.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Carl. So it seems like every other week, the kiddos of Generation Z seem to come out with new slang terms that quite frankly confuse the rest of us older generations. So the goal today is to learn how to speak some of that Gen Z lingo. And joining me today on how to translate some phrases is our favorite spokesperson for the Gen Z kids, my cousin Brock. Say hello, Brock. Brock, say hello.
Stop.
Alright, let's get started.
Do you guys have the Wi-Fi password?
Alright, Brock, we're gonna start with some simple ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, how are you?
Saw.
Friends,
Fam.
family,
Fam jam.
it was a fun event.
The fest was lit.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm about to leave.
I'm finna dip set.
Those are some neat shoes.
Them kicks are dripping.
I would be glad to help.
Bet.
My favorite team lost.
Dudes took an L.
My favorite team lost very bad.
Dudes got clapped.
He seems upset.
He little mad.
He seems very upset.
He big mad.
I like this music.
That's a bop.
I'm not lying.
No cap.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Oof.
That's an interesting statement.
Weird flex, but okay.
I'm not a fan of these appetizers.
These apps are booty.
I completely agree with that statement.
Facts.
I agree.
Yeet yeet.
Excuse me.
Yeet.
Wow, that's exciting news.
Yeet.
Congratulations on your baby boy.
Yeet.
What does yeet even mean?
Yeet is yeet.
That doesn't help. It's like when fam comes slipping in with their drippin' swag, jamming to some sick bop. And no cap, you know these facts are about to be litty fresh to death. You're like, oh. I'm not big mad at that booty response.
Yeet.
I don't get it.
Weird flex, but okay.
I don't know.
What is up, you little chicken nuggets? How are you guys doing today? So I'm gonna get us brought into the last week of our origin story series. The big idea for today is that heroes are heroic in ordinary circumstances. So when we think about heroes, what comes to mind? You know, the thing that pops in my head instantly, you know, the Hulk, Captain America, fighting Thanos, stuff like that. But in reality, and in real life, I mean, I know we all wish that real life was cooler like that, but, you know, this is where we're at. So in real life, what really matters is how you are a hero in your ordinary circumstances. So Heroes are courageous, strong, compassionate, and driven to make wrong things right in the world. And sometimes the best way to do this is to right our own mistakes and reconciling with people we may have hurt, even if we didn't mean to hurt them. So that's kind of what that looks like in reality. So I could share a ton of passages about asking forgiveness, apologizing, and reconciling and stuff like that. But instead, I want to focus on a bigger principle on how we're called to treat each other. And as I do that, I want to think about a couple things. So who do you need to reconcile with? And then how does this passage I'm about to talk about relate to that person? So in the book of Luke, we're going to be reading about a time where a lawyer tried to trap Jesus, as they're always trying to do. But he never gets caught lacking. Okay, see, I got a little bit of that Gen Z knowledge here. They tried to trap him into saying something that the religious authorities wouldn't want him to say, but Jesus wasn't fooled by him. So let's look at Luke chapter 10, verses 25 through 29 together really quickly. I'm going to read those on the screen. So, on one occasion, an expert in the law stood up to test Jesus. "Teacher," he asked, "what must I do to inherit eternal life? What is written in the law?" He replied, "How do you read it?" He answered, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." "You have answered correctly," Jesus replied. "Do this and you will live." But he wanted to justify himself, so he asked Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" So, it's almost like he was asking Jesus, how much can I possibly get away with without getting in trouble when he asked that? Jesus came back with a really simple response after that. He says, the way to please God is simple. Love your neighbor as yourself. But loving your neighbor is not simple or easy. And because this man Jesus was talking to would have been an expert in Jewish law, he understood the reference to the Shema, which is an ancient prayer of God's people that Jesus referenced there. So let's look at Deuteronomy 6, 4 through 5, and see what that is. "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength." So that's what Jesus was referencing in that passage there. And this prayer is often repeated throughout the Old Testament. It's called the Shema, which in Hebrew is the word for listen. And listen is the first command in the prayer. The second word is the word love. So listen to God and love God. I think it's kind of interesting that listen comes first. It's almost like it's saying that in order to love God, we must first listen to God. Maybe by listening to and loving God, we can learn to listen and love others as well. So, back to the story. The lawyer wasn't completely satisfied with Jesus' answer there. And so he asks, well, who is my neighbor? Jesus says, love your neighbor. He's like, who is that? Who exactly would be my neighbor? Let's look at Luke 10, 30 through 37 to see exactly what Jesus says there. In reply, Jesus said, a man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and when he was attacked by robbers, they stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. A priest happened to be going down the same road, and when he saw the man, he passed by on the other side. So too, a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him bandaged his wounds, pouring oil and wine. Then he put the man on his own donkey, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper. Look after him, he said, and when I return, I will reimburse you for any extra expense you may have. Which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of the robbers? The expert in the law replied, the one who had mercy on him. Jesus told him, go and do likewise. So, there's no doubt in our minds here that the Samaritan is the hero of this story. He noticed a need, and he showed compassion and saved the man's life. But the Samaritan didn't set out to be a hero. He didn't just wake up in the morning and say, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to go save somebody's life. It just feels like that kind of day. He wasn't thinking that. He simply saw a need, and he went and did his best to meet that need. And other people came by, saw the same need, and didn't do anything. So the Samaritan saw and then loved. He was heroic in an ordinary moment. And what we need to be thinking about is, have we ever seen someone in need and ignored them like the other 3 people did? The Samaritan saw, and then he helped the person out. But often, I think we will see somebody in need and just simply ignore them. So really quickly, we're going to look at a few other verses, because just like the Samaritan saw a need and fulfilled it, Jesus did the same thing a lot in his ministry. So let's look at John 5:6. So, when Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to get well?" So in this verse, Jesus he saw a man who was paralyzed since birth, and then he righted that wrong by healing him. So that's one example. Now let's turn to Matthew 4:18. As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw 2 brothers, Simon, called Peter, and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. So these guys had never heard the good news that Jesus had to offer, and so he righted that wrong by giving them a purposeful life with him, by inviting them into his life. And then our third example of Jesus' ministry is Matthew 9:36. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion on them, because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. So Jesus saw this crowd of people who needed hope and healing, and he did just that. He started by righting that wrong by teaching. He healed them, and he encouraged them, and he encouraged his disciples to go and do the same thing. So far in this series, we've talked a lot about how heroes right wrongs, but all the wrongs we've talked about are wrongs that our heroes don't create. So what happens when a hero accidentally causes harm, intentionally or not? Heroes are known for righting wrongs, but sometimes the hardest wrongs to right are the ones we've caused ourselves. Everyone wants to be a hero in situations when they get to do something big and flashy, become the center of attention, when everyone notices and applauds and stuff like that. But real heroes do the most heroic things when no one notices except for you and God, and when you right a wrong, no matter how small it may be. Real heroes know that small acts of heroism require the most sacrifice, courage, and strength sometimes. Real heroism isn't about extraordinary acts, it's about ordinary acts. So let's look at this image really quick of a fence. I'll get to what that means in a second. Who is your neighbor? You know, it can be somebody you can't stand. Somebody that you really like is also your neighbor. Person that can't stand you. Person you're fighting with right now, maybe. So we've got this fence image here. And when we fight with our neighbors, it's really easy to start putting up fences, much like that one, in between each other. Fences like bitterness, anger, silence, guilt, fear, and revenge. And then the more time passes, the bigger that fence becomes, the taller it gets. And the taller the fence gets, the harder it is to take down. So if we can't see each other through all of our distance, anger, and bitterness, we'll struggle to clearly see the wrongs that need to be made right. And we need to be asking ourselves, are there any fences separating me and my neighbor? What are the wrongs you need to make right in your relationships? What are the fences you need to take down? So that's kind of the main point here of what we're talking about. In the ordinary moments, the fences we may have built up, what does it look like for us to tear those down? We need to find the specific ones and start working on those. This is our last week in this series, Origin Story. The first things we talked about, we had heroes embrace who God made them to be, was week 1. Heroes care for the people in front of them. Heroes are stronger when they're on a team, and heroes are heroic in ordinary moments. Heroes right wrongs, and they fight for justice, and that's what Jesus came to do for us. It's the mission he also called us to be a part of with him. Most of the time, the kind of heroism that God calls us to isn't flashy or newsworthy, but it's life-changing. And it happens to one person at a time, one moment at a time, one mission at a time. It happens when we discover who God made us to be and boldly use our unique gifts for the benefit of others. It happens when we notice the needs of people right in front of us and get creative to meet those needs, just like the Samaritan did. And it happens when we walk alongside like-minded people who are just as committed as we are to the mission of Jesus Christ. You're not only capable of being a hero, you're also called by God to be one. So will you? Will you be a hero like God's called you to be? How can you join Jesus on his mission to save the world? Could today be the start of something new in your faith? And years from now, could you look back on today and say that today was your origin story? I'm going to pray real quick. Jesus, I just want to say thank you for being with us, even in these difficult times that we're in. The one thing we can rely on is you, because you're a constant in our lives. I also want to pray, Jesus, that any unrest, fences we may have built up between us and our neighbors, that you would help us to tear those down and really meet with them on the same level. And I also want to ask that you would just be with us as we go out through our week and help to point out those fences that we need to take down. In Jesus' name, amen. So thanks you guys for being with us over these past few weeks. As I said, this is the last week of this series. Next week, there's no GSM Live. Thanks for being with us. This is Josiah Ross Waterman signing off.
Here comes the get down, get down. The get down, get down. Here comes the get down, get down. Get down to get down.
The one I serve is the most high. I pull up to the curb in my 05. Got the rims on 10s when I roll by. No bands, but I got 10 friends in an O-ride. Walking in with a limp and a closed eye. Fanny pack and I'm strapped for the whole night. And the spot's all packed and it's so loud. From the front to the back and it's showtime. Gone, hey, play the wall for the whole night. Want beef, get a burger and a cold fry. And a steak and a shake and a whole pie. You salty, I see that your throat dry. 2 coffees, I dance like an old guy. Can't stop because I'm down for the whole night. Like Rocky, I punch till I go down. It's my party, this how it goes out. Here comes the get down, get down. Why you wanna